Looks like lemon.
I think we need some more inside information. But this is such a different London. I've never.
Belleville View.
Belleville. What tower? That one is the unknown. I think it's the Hampstead Heath. Yeah, I think they look too nice for us.
Serious and Eastern European. And evil, you're bad.
Well, see you later then.
See you, yes.
You're the one who beats people up in the streets and sells drugs, of course, and steals our grandmothers and rapes our dogs. And you can imagine, you're like, if this is a mafia gang, then you're the
No, I can't. Stop talking. Stop talking.
You're the brutal one. You're the one who tortures everybody.
See you.
See ya.
Real evil doesn't identify itself that easily.
So that's why you don't hold up your sign.
I can smile, but
No, don't
you
smile.
want like
You're like a criminal, kind of.
one smile
like-
or
No, criminals don't smile.
no, I think they smile like quite often. Maybe even more than just more people.
How do you know?
I don't know, I just imagine because they have no problem. You're flexible, and you have to be flexible. You have to keep minimum stuff with yourself, and like you always have to think: shall I buy this or not? Because if you buy a lot of stuff and if you will keep it, you always have to carry it. So you always think: do I need this shit or not? Like, probably not. Okay, I can survive.
You just walk around and look. And some of the people, I believe that some of the people, they can smell empty places, so to say, because they just walk like some of those Belarusians. They just walk out and then they come back and they already know one empty house.
We feel like one team, and we think like one team, and we act like one team. It's not like family, actually. Here we are. Here we go. So look, this. See this house. This to let, yeah. This one.
What's that one?
52. Yeah, this one, 52.
Пожалуйста.
What about some grilled chicken with mushroom risotto? It's difficult to please you. Here you go. Is that what you were looking for?
It's very good.
Karate.
Can you break this one? Check. Okay. I'm not sure that you're not pressure, but you always can try. Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna take a shower. Have to get a mirror.
The water always finds its way. Like we always find a house. I always know that if I get fed up with it, if it gets too much, then I can always go and rent. So I'm kind of on the safe side. It's like it's not like a game of to be or not to be. There's always an exit. But for me, it's a way of life, way of living in the city, way of dealing with this city. It's like a punk food.
Nice.
Change. I don't feel any shame in being a squatter. I feel like I'm actually promoting a good image of squatters. Because as you, I think yourselves know, most of the people, they see squatters as junkies or thieves or whatever. There's always a negative view of squatters. Well, look at us. We work 9 to 5.
So yeah, this is quite a cool house, and we built in Marlow, on Thames. This one, it's this kind of architecture, you know, very very expensive finishes and like refined.
Top notch.
Well, this one is very hotel style because he lives in New York and comes to London just for, you know, two weeks, so it's very clean. I mean, it's a little bit too kind of hotel style.
I spent 6 years studying architecture, and before I finished like art school for designers. I don't know. I wouldn't say that this place where I live, I wouldn't call it home actually. It's just like transition. Guys, you're not all right. You shouldn't do it. Guys, we're gonna call our lawyers and consultant. You can't do it. It's not right.
Они не отберут никого.
Put your hands up against the wall.
Pat needs to get in there. She's got a year's worth of stuff as other people who've got hardly anything. I need people who can live in there. Bracker, don't do any more. He's going to stop everyone getting their stuff. Fuck off and take a walk. None of us can. Take a walk and don't endanger everyone else's time.
Right, who do you entrust to carry them across the road for you? So we can leave them here?
Yeah, we can leave them here.
And then people can carry them over? You happy to do that? We bring stuff out, you can carry it over to the van? Yeah.
Where are you gonna put it? In this van?
No, in the red van. Hey, yes, got the red.
Oh, right, it's open already.
I think it's fucking wrong that there should be anybody needing somewhere to live and not being able to afford it when there are hundreds and thousands of perfectly adequate places they could be living in, all bar for the greediness of their owners.
We've not been in that needs to go in.
I have to come back tomorrow for my tools.
That chap's, you've been in, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll have to come tomorrow.
Go on, move it further.
The stay has been overruled again. The eviction was lawful.
There's people going to have a difficult night tonight.
No doubt.
It's inhuman. It's just, you know, it's just ain't right, is it? I can see in your face, you know it's not right.
Unfortunately,
I know you can't comment on that.
We're having a conversation that you're asking me to...
I know you can't comment on that.
You're asking me to comment on things that I'm not in a position
I
to
appreciate
comment
the look in your eye, funnily enough.
Step outside. Okay, thank you.
Step 3. Right.
Someone called Rick? Yes, Rick. Rebecca wants you to take care of those.
Okay. Can I get into the third one now? Just have a quick look.
Not for a minute. We're just trying to sort of do things out and to make things slightly easier for everybody.
I've got why they've acted in some respect out of fear that maybe if the court orders had come through and we were told that we had to leave, that they were a little afraid that maybe we'd barricade and wouldn't. Which probably explains why we had no warning on it this morning. Because that completely avoids all of that as a possibility. Boom, and it's on top. It doesn't make it right as far as I'm concerned. The law is still that we're allowed to have at least 24 hours notice on these things, and there was none. None at all. At the end of the day though, squatting is still only just a legal occupation.
Legal?
Legal.
So, yeah, I bought a tube of
Big men don't cry. What a load of bollocks. There were times in that place, many a time, and nearly always through pure joy and the ecstasy of the moment. My face was wet and my head full of emotion, not being able to contain it at all, and not caring that it showed. In fact, delighting in the fact that it showed. So uplifted on many occasions that my feet really didn't feel like they were touching the ground. When the lights go on and the door is open, you're on show. You are the show. And the illusion that the thing ran very smoothly was wall to wall. It was a good illusion, you know. How can I say it? The place was a theatre after all, dear, you know, and it brought out that side in all of us. As a non-drinker myself, it did piss me off on occasions where half the crew would be pissed out their fucking brains in the morning still from the night before, and the other half of the crew don't happen to drink, didn't happen to be involved in that bit of sharing, had nothing for breakfast because all the late night stayers had eaten it all. You know, there was a little bit of tension. But
Oh, that worked out in the end. Someone made a nice joke of it eventually, nailed a spare tea bag to one of the shelves. Do not remove Bob's emergency tea bag. But it didn't take them long to realise if Bob didn't have his morning cup of tea, he was a fucking bad-tempered bastard all day. I walked out of there and I stomped 3 or 4 times in the end, but various things told me to go back and see it through, because it wasn't just something I was doing for me. If it had just been about me, I would have probably walked out of there many months before I did. St George's in one way was a microcosm, but it was also a reflection of what we could be like. To me, it was like seeing things fully in that Dreamtime mirror. I'm in a bit of a vacuum now because of it. I've moved away from a place where we were people 24 hours a day, overdosed with it to a certain extent. And I've come back to my pleasant enough council flat. But then I look out the door or out the window around me and I know, regrettably, that I am surrounded by people who don't want anything whatsoever to do with one another. And I see the way they behave, I hear the tones of the voices, I see the deliberate avoidance of eye contact, all the exact opposite of the things that were inspiring me in St George's. You know, after 25 years, for instance, I haven't got a clue who my next door neighbour is. And I'm sorry, that's not enough. That's not a righteous way to live.
Thank you very much.
Ich mochte das Interview jetzt gerade total gern, weil ich das Gefühl hatte, der hat sich mit mir unterhalten. Der leidet nicht nur irgendeinen Text runter, den er schon 1000-mal gesagt hat, sondern er versucht mich wirklich für was zu erwärmen oder mir was zu erzählen, mir was zu erklären, woran ihm wirklich liegt, privat, persönlich. Es hat ihm auch ganz gut gefallen, dass ich ihn habe ausreden lassen. Weil er meint, die meiste Zeit wird er immer unterbrochen und das heißt, mach's kurz, fass dich kurz. Und das Interessante ist, es hören Leute zu und die wollen was verstehen. Und je länger das Interview ist und je länger der Mensch Zeit hat, sich zu erklären, desto mehr Zeit haben die Leute auch, das zu kapieren. Und das ist wichtig. Weil es geht nicht nur um das Ego glänzen zu lassen, sondern es geht auch darum, anderen Leuten das gute Gefühl zu geben. Ich habe es verstanden und ich finde es cool und ich mache mit.
See you later.
Very high granularity, quick and difficult to track exchanges of value that don't necessarily articulate themselves as a currency. There are aspects of what online is doing that relate to those that aren't about replacement currency.
Ich glaube, ich finde das scheiße langweilig und wir sollten gehen.
Merging various loads of various ways of approaching family. And
On the roof.
What is the special thing, the secret of the Rampart?
The secret of Rampart.
Why the Rampart works?
I don't know. The what is the secret? That is a secret.
What's the secret?
What is the secret of the Rampart? I don't know. Scheiße, du sollst da reingehen, komm. Geh in das Loch. Dann geht das nicht. Ich hasse solche Tage, wo ich nicht ausgeschlafen bin. Hello.
Selena!
Hi Ben, how you doing?
I don't know, but it's not on.
Okay, let's
One,
put
two, one, two, one, two,
You are too loud.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Big Mouth, you're too loud.
Okay, that's fine.
Me, I'm not loud enough. Look.
Okay.
Look, you're far too loud, Ben.
Let me talk. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All the news, everything you need to know, what's going on, and what you have to be. Like today, there's anarcho workshops, discussion, talks, films, music, DJs of the London Anarchist Forum. Then there's films of anarchy, love and destruction. Physical, psychological training for resistance, self-organization, solidarity and creativity, which is something we definitely need in the movement. Okay, wir räumen den Free Shop auf.
Yes.
Und ich habe hier einen Auszubildenden, das ist der Sepp. Dem werde ich zeigen, wie man den Free Shop aufräumt.
Echt?
Dieses Kleid will einfach keiner mitnehmen. Das ist unglaublich hässlich.
So, sehr schönes Bild. Die Hose.
Yo.
Oh, yo, man, it's such a nice one.
Die Farbe gefällt mir nicht ganz, aber...
Das passt Ihnen nämlich auch schön, ist ja eine gute Größe auch.
Ja, du Übergang darf ich keine machen. Are you happy?
Yes, very. The free shop is really the best thing about the Rampart. I'm so happy.
No, you have to spread them first. Definitiv.
Was hier steht.
Ich weiß jetzt nicht, was das war, aber... Vielleicht war das Pipi. Wow.
Stimmt.
Ja, was ist das? Magst du mal riechen?
Schwer zu sagen.
Was? Das heißt, Pipi hat irgendwie hergepisst oder was?
Ja. Manche Menschen sind so dermaßen zum Kotzen. Das ist unglaublich. Das ist echt, das ist nicht zu fassen. Ich meine, es gibt viele gute Leute. Viele liebe Leute, viele schöne Erfahrungen. Und es ist so traurig, dass im Endeffekt die schlechten Erfahrungen hängen bleiben. Vielleicht auch, weil ich gerade da drin stecke und das gerade sehe. Vielleicht irgendwann in einem Jahr werde ich sagen, oh, das Romper, das war ja so klasse, echt fair. Du wirst es nicht glauben. Nur jetzt sehe ich halt den ganzen Dreck. Und in einem Jahr sehe ich den Dreck nicht mehr. In einem Jahr sehe ich nur, wow, und da hatten wir die Geschichte laufen. Und da hatten wir die Geschichte laufen. Ich weiß es nicht. Es ist so schwer, wenn man was Gutes machen möchte für Leute. Wenn man, oh ja, hier ist ein Platz, da kannst du dich hinsetzen und da kannst du das machen und da kannst du das machen und hier kannst du dich wohlfühlen und hier gibt es keine Zwänge und alles klingt so schön in der Theorie. Und man sieht dann auch gleich Scharen in der Imagination, Scharen von Leuten reinstürmen, die hier alles nutzen und die auch, wenn sie irgendwas benutzt haben, das dann auch wieder zurückstellen oder sauber machen. Und man sieht lauter wunderbare, kreative Dinge passieren. Und in der Realität ist es so, dass durchaus kreative, schöne Dinge passieren, nur in der Realität gibt es eben nicht diese Zauberfee, die dann alles wieder aufräumt. Okay, it seems like we have no light! Fuck. Die reagieren auf Lärm. Schon mal aufgefallen? Hier unten. Neonrad. Fuck. Tut sich gar nicht. Wie soll ich jetzt einen Einkaufswagen finden, der da drin ist? Ah. Benedikt! Ist der taub? Benedikt? Can you unlock the room? We get the money. Film nicht mein Zimmer, das finde ich gemein.
Nicht dein Zimmer filmen oder so?
Dass es nicht aufgeräumt ist. Boah, jetzt wird's dunkel.
You're talking about the bag that was in by the toilet?
No, in the corner. The one where you put suits.
Yeah. The one that was in the corridor by the toilet?
Yeah, no, not by the toilet, it's in the corner.
What do you mean this one down here? No? Yes? No lights?
Wow. Ah, good.
I don't see how the real money should have been.
It was sitting in here. I put it back. It's gone.
When?
When I showed Lorenzo the car. It's this is getting really horrible, you know? It was sitting in here. It was sitting in here, it's not over there.
You sure that's the bag? It's nothing.
It is the bag. It is the bag. Where it was sitting inside. Mach die Kamera aus.
Lass uns nach Genua fahren, Liebling. Schwing dich auf die Vespa, Schatz. Lass uns Strand finden unter dem Pflaster der Revolution.
Vielleicht gehen wir auch irgendwo woanders hin.
Wohin?
Keine Ahnung. Ich würde gerne nach Afrika. Oder nach Sizilien. Ist nicht so weit weg.
Was ist anders in Afrika?
Es ist... Jetzt kein Engländer.
War ich mal in Afrika?
No, we have everything. And we can.
Mosquitoes!
But then the most important is Wika, you have to make a really, like this statement, only one
Yes.
line.
Very philosophical.
Very
statement
philosophical.
now.
And fast because it was plain first, and now you have to make one statement like really.
That hits the film.
That hits everything. And it's like the end of the movie.
Before I thought that I should just find like a room in a flat, like just different kind of place to live. But yesterday I thought that I could look for a studio, but then it's called artist studio. And so when I was looking into all the lists and so on, I got the impression that we really expect you to be artist. Like artist? God. And of course I'm not one, so I think at most likely that it won't work out. I had yesterday a strange dream, but I forgot. I just remember that there was two people, like kind of a couple in a way or something. Anyway, that kind of man person was saying to a woman person that it is so not interesting if you can draw a zero for half an hour. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. It's not fair. It's not fair. And here we go. A streak of light. It's a hole in the wall. Here it is. A second hole. Very beautiful. I take pictures of things, of very little details, of very small things, of what I just find beautiful. I love light, but not direct light, but when light falls onto things and makes them look slightly, I wouldn't say different, but it kind of reveals a little bit different side of them. What actually surprises me about this room is that before I used to always need to have kind of music in my room. And this is what I'm grateful for this room, is because it taught me to listen to silence, and I've never done this. Well, maybe I did it sometime, somewhere, but I never could hear the beauty of that sort of thing. Can you hear it? Then I remember running away from enemies.
Who are you running away from?
From people. There tend to be dangerous people in dreams, as you know.
How old were you when you started squatting?
18. Last 3 places where I lived were squats. No members of the opposite sex in the shared room overnight. Opposite is typed in red letters. I don't know, maybe perhaps I could find a normal flat and so on, but when I just think it, visitors with luggage, maximum 1 single person in 6 months. Then I think that it's not right to pay enormous amounts for flat. Please never paint anything, and absolutely nothing with gloss paint. No coloring hairs, please. No washing lines in the room. No pets, no stickers, no bicycles in the house. Thanks. Okay.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Maybe put that table on the side as well.
Urban nomads are a kind of a new age tribe, young people who started realizing that the earth is being contaminated and polluted by human endeavor. And these are the people who are ready for a ergonomic, ecological change.
For me, it was only way to come here, to stay here, because I came just, few of my paintings been already in here, and then I came, and I told I want to finish them in here. And after it, I stayed, just stayed. Only this way you can get, to as much freedom as you want, as much, to spend as much time as you want in doing your stuff, without caring about, like money for living, for blah blah blah, for food. It's freedom. I feel like 13 years old, really. When I first time came to London, and I came to like the estate building, in somewhere in Finsbury Park, and it was like, oh my God, what I'm doing in here. All polish, all floor, put all flats on my floor. It was like only Polish people, drugs and blah 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 blah. And I came to do something with myself, with my life.
There's a monster.
There's no monster.
Hey.
Hey, come back! Let go with you. Let go in the back with you. Too late.
Come along, Harry.
Hey. Yes.
World will change, not because of me, but because a lot of people are thinking like me. And it doesn't need a violent revolution. It can be done in a very subtle, from inside, assimilative way. And these people will do it. That's why they need to be with all. Not only Indians, not only English, all. They need to feel each other. And that's what we are doing. This is an experiment, and the more hubs like this are open, more people will get into, oh, I thought Russians were like this, but you are like me, man. It's like this.
Oh, Berta. Hi, morning, man. Hello, is she filming? Hi.
Hi, Berta. How are you, my parakeet? I'm good, making pancakes for everybody in the house, especially the kids. I hope you like pancakes too, babes. Berta, the flying parrot.
another girl like you.
What do you mean?
To come and
like
present
you.
the OTV.
Right.
Because there's this documentary these guys are only doing, it's only men. So now
It's
we're
time
going to be
for
the
them-
first
for
two.
us to
So
show them.
we don't need you.
We don't need
two
you.
chicas.
We don't need you. Olha, but I need to go and come back. Lemerson is there. 5 minutes. I have to go to church.
So you wait 5 minutes for her.
I have to go to church work for get something.
Do you all do it yourself, the decorations?
Yeah. Because there is a roof here like this. It's all like glass on top
Yeah.
of here. It was very cold for me. So I found these fabrics.
And hot in summer, probably.
Yeah, very hot in summer.
Mhm.
It's like suffocating. We just live together.
Just works.
Yeah, like we scream sometimes and we fight and everything is okay and everything. I don't know, it changes all the time.
Mm.
But we get along very well. And there's not really organization or rules or. We're all different women, I guess. The women who live here were all different roles and the men the same.
Mm.
All them, there's not like the woman cook and no, here the woman cook and the man cook and the woman clean and the man clean and
Mhm.
everyone does a little bit of everything. I don't want to raise children in a small apartment by myself, working in a city and leaving my child watching TV all day. You know, like I don't want. I would prefer to live with many other children and many other people. And I think this is. I think it's for me. This is how it works.
For sure you are first and last
Do you think your son will live like this one day?
I think he'll live in a. I think he. I don't know. I have a feeling he's gonna be because he's got best of both the worlds. My wife, she's a total proper. What do you call? She proper middle class, well off, live in a well off family. Hurry on, Singh. I must talk because I'm talking about your mommy. Otherwise, mommy will get very angry with us. She lives very well off. She's a naturopath, and even though she lives in a proper normal system society, she's a naturopath and a homeopath and a doctor.
Don't talk.
I must talk because sometimes talking.
No.
You must not talk. And so he lives all the safety, security, proper house, you know. Proper. So he has best of both worlds. He comes to this hippie surrounding where there are so many people living together, and then he goes to his mommy's place where he gets a proper home, his own room, you know.
Yeah.
So best of both the worlds.
Yeah.
Assimilation from both the sides, west and east.
I spent like 4 or 5 last years drinking in Poland because there is nothing to do, really. Even if you are a painter or designer, you are trying to do something. Nobody helps you, you know, to just to say, you know, come on, do it, it's okay. Everybody is opposite. So it's really difficult to do something because you don't know. You can do it to the end of your life.
Vodka.
Just vodka and beers, vodka, waking up and going home. Next week I will have more work. But you have to think all the time. You have to think about the survival. So it's not like that you can spend months sitting and painting or something.
In Krakow, you mean?
Yeah, in Poland generally. And in here it's no problem. I can go to work for 1 day, you know, in 2 months, and
get some cash.
Get some cash, no problem. But I prefer prefer not to have money on me because it's easier. I don't have to think, and there's no spare, things to think about. You know what you got to do. You're waking up and you're doing your stuff.
so you can focus on what you really want to do.
I'm here not even buying property. I'm here to just use whatever is provided, which is being derelict or which has been thrown away from human systems. So what I'm trying to do is derelict spaces. When I say I, it includes the whole group. So we are just simply trying to be So we are just trying to be no violence, young man. No violence, yeah? People who are very sick with what is happening. Then there are quite a lot of people who don't give a shit and they are ready to create more chaos because it is profitable for them. So it's a strong, beautiful time. I'm a very positive person in such a way because I realize that things which I conceived 20 years ago not to be possible are happening in my own lifetime. So I'm quite a positive person and I have a feeling gods like this will create a better world for us. But for them to know that it can be possible, we have to be like this.
We don't need that spanner.
If we had the mini set of steps.
The tripod to them is a major problem. So they will be doing everything they can to stop anyone getting on the roof here. What they don't know is that there's nobody in the building at the moment who's going up the tripod anyway. So it's just there as yet another symbol at 34 Broadway Market.
They chucked us out once, we came back in, there was no roof and nothing. We've built a roof, we've built a floor.
Can just give us a hand.
Where?
Hold the tip.
So it doesn't spin.
Oh, I've come here for years, I used to come with my friends and have a cup of tea and chat. When I was allowed up, come in, not necessarily, but I just have a cup of tea and Tony saying, you can eat? No. And come, I still have a sandwich. He makes a sandwich for you, real nice guy.
For how long have you been coming here?
About 15 years. Not every day, but we come. Some of my friends used to come every day. Want to sign our petition, sir?
Yeah. There's another good man. Well, this is the local council selling off to a developer who wants to build 22 flats for the Olympics. Make money.
The man owned the building next door and the building that side, and Tony was in the middle, and so he was in his way, so he got rid of him. And they'll just go, as long as they're allowed to get away with it, they'll go on doing it.
That's it. Would you like to sign? No. We do it together. No, it has to be separate. Yeah, do it on here, it's easier. I'm an engineer, water leakage engineer. But I've given up my job to stay here.
I'm a mental health worker, and I've got an awful lot of work to catch up on.
This place turns you fucking crazy, I'll tell you that. I used to be sane when I came in here, I'm bloody schizophrenic.
How long are you here already, doing this?
6.5 weeks. Everybody in there is local. And the ex-mayor, Betty, and councillor, they all live local. I just live around the corner.
And what are they all doing? Like, everything? They're working or...?
Nurses, translators, SL teachers, researchers, film people, photographers, freelance journalists, NUJ journalists, unemployed people, old age pensioners. You name it, we've got it. Except syphilis.
Except what?
Syphilis and gonorrhea.
Yeah, we were
Texas going to use it.
We had broadcasting.
That's the amazing thing. Nobody knew each other. I'd seen Arthur. But a lot of these people here, I'd just seen them. Hello, good morning. And then all of a sudden, I know them. Brothers, sisters, that's what we consider ourselves. Well, I never knew these people from jack shit.
It's quite a mixture, actually. Quite surprising. It's, I mean, this all stemmed from just a couple of discussions had in the shop over the road. And various people came forward and said how much they objected to what was going on and felt they should do something about it. And everyone just seems to have got together and, I mean, this wasn't actually my idea. They said, well, we considered all the options, and then everyone seemed to agree that the thing to do was to occupy the building.
Arthur doesn't eat properly. Anybody else can eat, but Arthur doesn't eat. He survives on cigarettes and tea. When you cook him food, he eats it. He's like a camel. He can live for weeks on just a glass of water. He needs food. That's what I'm doing. The world of meat is a wonderful place.
Dear fellow citizens, dear fellow occupants, dear sisters in brave and dear comrades in arms, we might overcome that we unbalanced life that goes without saying, attempted to follow, yes sir, a straight line, my share of the blame. Gotta say I deserve, I believed in their lies, I believed in their lies. We live in the bulletproof single apartments while planning family trees and talk about taking become all too well known. And we raise up our hands and we take this for real. But we should not agree to the predicted deal. No, we shall overcome. And beat them up in arms and spray graffitis on their walls to let them know that we're no longer their obedient toys. We shall.
You can't get possession of the building and hand possession back to the owners of the building until they've secured the building and got everyone out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. Hey!
It is a bit.
accomplished.
It is a bit early for this.
That's just a case of staying here for fucking hours, isn't it?
If it was somebody who just happened to be stupid enough to be sitting on the top of that tripod for a week, then they can't hand the building back for a week.
He's one of us, not one of them. That's what I'm saying, he's going to hang on of us. I'll be one of them. How did you get in? What am I doing? Where?
Have you signed, sir? Because I want your money. I've got to stop this. I've got to get back to reality. This is absolutely mind-boggling. Hello there, Rick. Thank you.
Good luck. Hope it never happens.
Oh, the Italian ambassador's coming tomorrow.
Mandara. Which newspaper are you? I'm freelance.
You do it, please.
You can both do it.
Okay, middle. Now your left this side. That's it.
Can we have a victory sign?
Tony, are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Andrew Boff. Fanno prendere no, un presente a Maria Grazia. Sì. Se non dà spazio. Ciao Tony. Ciao.
Ciao.
Okay. Ciao.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, cut now. Action. Come on.
Is it a dream? Or is it all going to fall into place?
I get sick and tired of people that just stand there and they let them grow.
Yeah.
You can't have that. You have to stand for what you believe in. And when they do the same to Spirit, I'll be there for them as well. But this will be the last fight with Spirit and me.
Tony's gone. Spirit's gone up the road. He's going to give it his eviction order. That's the Fresh Food Gallery.
Hello, Mummy.
How are you?
I'm blessed.
So it's actually more than just this cafe.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this could affect 600 businesses in Hackney. I'm doing the main angle of it, which is dealing with the alleged corruption.
Welcome today to Jessica Crow, who wasn't able to come last time.
The reality is that Hackney is changing, and if the council's to have any hope of influencing that, it has to be a functioning council that knows how much it spends, that is clear about what it's trying to do, that manages things sensibly. And that is what we have tried to do. And I am proud, actually, of the fact that this council can now know what it's doing, know what it's spending, and can start to think about what's done. It was a very, very hard job getting here.
You don't represent the people of Broadway.
We've got to make sure that people like that don't run our lives.
and the Public Sector Fraud Office have shown that they're not happy with the investigations carried out today, and they have both opened new investigations.
Okay.
The council hasn't heard that that is the case, and I'm sure, but we have always said if there is corruption and people have evidence and investigate it, we will absolutely cooperate, and we want, if there is evidence, come forward with it. So we will cooperate with these investigations if they exist. There's a pair of thugs at the back who are not interested in anything I have
to say.
I want to thank each and every one who's come out to support my cause. I'm going through a very emotional time and stressful. And it all happened, apart from the stress of building my property, it happened when I see Arney Council, Nelson Bakewell, and developers took away my property from me on the 13th of December. You can sit there and talk about value or best price or best whatever. That's what I'm paying now. I'm like a pawn in all this. 5 years prior to them selling my property off, the council gave me £11,500 to help develop that place. And I can't see how the council, after giving me a grant of £11,500, to develop a property in Broadway Market for the community. 5 years later, someone tried to steal it from me. And I think they're trying to steal my property from me. Because if that property belongs to anyone, it should be belonging to me.
How much of your own money did you spend on it?
I spent £45,000 of my own money.
Come on, man. Fucking respect that man.
It took me 6 years to build that place. And I was unemployed for maybe another 6 years prior to that. I decided I wanted a job and I needed somewhere to live. I lived in Hackney all my life. My oldest child born in Hackney is now 35 years old. And I still got young children who visit me on my property and stays with me. The youngest one is now 12 years old. And I would like them to understand what's happening to me, but I don't think most of them can. I don't think the council treats the people good. I don't know who is not the council.
What's that?
No, you're right. We are now officially open.
Oh, wow.
We need another one. There's 3 bunches in there. We can put one each table. Louise, daughter, maybe she might have a couple of
So the battle goes on. Whatever he does, we'll try and find an answer to it. The aim is to stop him building a 5-storey building on this site. And there are many ways of doing that. Many, many ways.